In essence, witchcraft is about three things. It's about power, it's about potential, it's about danger. And that's a really exciting bundle of qualities.
So mote it be.
Look at what's happening around us now. Feminism, green politics, the urge to individual self-expression, self-fulfillment. All these are what the modern age has given us. And modern witchcraft does all these things. Therefore, witchcraft today is one of the best expressions of modernity.
In a society constantly looking for alternative solutions to age-old problems, witchcraft is now back in business and has a commercial value in excess of £100 million a year. With over 100,000 thoroughly modern witches, such as Gailey's Cod or High Priestess of the Morgans, both practising and teaching witchcraft in the UK, could we be turning into a nation of pagans?
Put the crystal down to represent north, the wand in west.
To test this growing trend, a group of women from a variety of religious backgrounds has volunteered to live as witches for one lunar cycle. So that will be a month. As none of the women have any experience of paganism, they will have to learn all aspects of witchcraft.
She's wearing a cloak.
Why are you freaked out?
Why are you not freaked out? What if you go to sleep and then you never wake up? This is dodgy business. This is scary.
According to witchcraft, we are all affected by the moon's magnetic pull on the earth. And it's this immense power witches claim that they have harnessed and used for centuries. Tonight, as the dark moon becomes the new moon, the women form their coven. Over the next 29.5 days, they'll share a genuine experiment into the power of witchcraft and magic.
What you're entering into for 1 month is not just a system of, oh, I'll do some spells and I'll get exactly what I want out of it. Witchcraft is 2 words. The craft part of it is the spell work. The witch part of it is where you get the power to drive the spells.
3 of our would-be witches work in a hair salon in Clapham, where usually their biggest wish is that their clients would turn up on time.
Typical morning in here today. We've been juggling clients left, right and centre. It's 1:15, my client's 5 minutes late and we'll see what happens.
If you put your mind to something and you want it to happen, I do believe that it will happen. But I just don't know if I'd class it as witchcraft.
I think it's going to look at it sort of positively as a month out of your life to sort of exercise good things, you know? Sort of like a witches' retreat in London.
When I think about witchcraft, I think about evil. Like those dodgy spiritual things that get you into trouble, so that's why I don't really think about it. I was born a Christian. I don't think it's really... Why are you trying to make things happen when things will just happen itself?
Great goddess and great god.
As Gailey's calls a protective circle, to prevent any evil spirits gatecrashing, our nervous apprentices try to remember quite why they are there.
I want to be able to feel content and not always worried about where am I going to get my next thing from.
Some parts of it I found I couldn't help but giggle. I mean, to walk into a room not having done anything like that before.
For enlightenment, for joy, reach down into the earth, to the ever-beating, ever-spinning heart of the Earth Mother. Allow it.
28-year-old Mecca is the first to make a spell. She wants her ex-boyfriend to return the mobile phone he borrowed.
To make a spell that every time a phone rings, he feels like he has to come to me with my phone and apologise. Is that a bad spell?
No, it's not a bad spell. The thing is, though, that when you start asking for a spell to change someone's psyche, what you're effectively doing is you're setting up a curse.
That's evil. I think it is the phone and the man that I'm after, but I think as time is getting on, I think it's more the phone more than the man, because he's just being a complete twat.
So what I'd like you to do, almost in a whisper chant, earth, air, fire, water. Earth, air. From the south, we ask for energy. So this man, earth, air, put that fire and water. Why don't you give it back to me? Earth, air, fire, water. So mote it be.
39-year-old Gayleys believes she was born into witchcraft.
My paternal grandfather told me about the importance of lighting fires, the importance of lighting candles, the importance of bowing to the moon. My first really big memory was actually talking to divas or spirits in the grassland, and I could see them. They were made out of the grass and the wind, if you like. Calm.
The girls are on a roll, and the youngest member of the coven decides to break in her wand. But Maria has changed her mind. It's not a Lamborghini she's after, it's just harmony with her mum.
She's very old-fashioned and I'm very these days. So can I make her change her views and things?
We don't immediately start to think antagonistically. We try and find that common ground. Bay's a really good healing herb. We ask for two people.
She's given me these leaves because they're one branch. We're going to be reunited, apparently. So I think that should work. But I think the Lamborghini was unlikely.
So mote it be.
I did feel like a force of good energy between us all, I really did.
The coven closes, and our High Priestess of the Morgans takes a more traditional method home. Within 24 hours, some of our fledgling witches are in for a few surprises.
No! Yeah, phone's back.
No!
No!
Oh, I love her.
38-year-old unemployed Sam is a single mother with 2 teenage children. She is proving to be the skeptic of the group.
Well, she asked us to sweep through our houses to get rid of all the evil energy and bring in all the new things. I have to tie these ribbons on the broom. They're supposed to bring me health, wealth, happiness, long life, fertility. I don't want the fertility one. If I had money for this room, I'd get myself a new cooker before Christmas, so I can do a nice Christmas dinner. I feel really, really stupid doing this. Out with the bad spirit and don't come back. In with the good spirit. And light. I can't remember, I get lost.
While Sam remains unconvinced, 34-year-old businesswoman Hannah is our first convert.
If you're coming home after 11 o'clock at night, you never, ever, ever get a car parking space outside the front door, ever. But as I was driving home, I thought, right, I'm going to take this seriously and I'm going to believe in it. If when I get home I can get a parking space outside my front door. Sure enough, there were 2 car parking spaces right outside. And that, ridiculous, I know, bizarre, but true.
I want to go to university if I want to go to university, and I do not know if I want to go to university.
18-year-old Maria still lives at home with her Middle Eastern parents. But with their very different views on life, Maria and her mother row constantly. At the first coven, Maria cast a spell to promote harmony with her mum.
We're supposed to make a wish, and I could wish for anything. That could be money, Lamborghini, BMW. But then when we sat into the circle, things started to change, and I thought I'm going to wish wisely. So I used my wish to stop us arguing. The witch said that we're from one branch. There's yours, there's mine. So we have to keep this forever. We have to keep it for a long time, because that means we're going to start getting along, and you're going to start understanding me, and I'm going to start understanding you, and we'll be closer friends. Oh. Oh. I love her.
And I think, yeah, I'm going to try it.
2 miles away, rock chick Samantha has decided, as it's a time for new beginnings, from this moment forward, she will be a non-smoker.
And I'm going to will myself, with the power of the moon and all the stars, to flipping stop smoking.
So, being a modern kind of witch, Samantha gives an age-old craft a 21st century twist.
Away, evil cigarette.
28-year-old Australian hairdresser Mecca has spent weeks trying to persuade her ex-boyfriend to return her mobile phone. Last night, she cast a spell on him.
I got a message saying that he was around the area that I was, and basically did he want me to leave the phone there with someone that we know.
She's got her phone back.
No.
Yeah, her phone's back.
No. No.
Wow.
What? When? How?
20 hours later.
That's made my head was go.
Oh my God. She got it back the next day.
It was definitely witchcraft that brought him to me. I just think it's great that this can happen. Ooh, let's play more.
But Gailey's has a serious warning for her budding witches.
Spells work the easiest way. So if you ask for a spell and you very, very clearly say, right, I'd like to lose weight, then there's very simple ways. That is nasty diseases that you can't help but lose weight, or accidents where you lose part of your body, so you actually lose weight. You know, that's the easiest way of losing weight.
Heeding Gailey's words, the girls are careful what they wish for.
Well, my friend is going in for an operation on Monday, and I thought couldn't get much more white witchy than wishing someone well.
Her sick friend is partner Rob, the lead singer of rock band Alabama 3. Rob was recently involved in an incident which has left him with a serious neck injury.
I had an altercation with a bloke who was Zeke-Eiling at the band. He came to blows and I crossed my forehead with his nostrils.
As a result, Rob now faces a risky operation just weeks before a major tour. So, as these witches of East Dulwich prepare to perform a healing spell, they are joined by fellow Coven member Mecca and Hannah's partner Steve, who is also facing surgery.
A little while ago we found out Steve had a hole in his heart. 2 weeks ago he had a camera stuck down his throat, and we found out that the hole was big enough to cause a problem.
Speedy recovery.
No, it's going to be fine, I know.
We want him on the golf course in 2 weeks.
Can you use magic for personal gain then, can you?
No, absolutely not. Well, actually, what Gailey's told us is that you can...
Can you see into the future?
No, but Gailey's
What about
told us that you
horse
can use witchcraft for personal gain, but if you do, you should be very careful about what you wish for, because, for instance, if you wish yourself wealth, you may become wealthy, but it will be through inheritance, so you'll lose someone that you love.
Oh dear.
So you have to be
Nervous
very
guinea
careful
pig
about
Steve
how you
looks on as the girls perform a healing spell provided by their teacher Gailey's.
Welcome the powers of the west.
And we welcome the powers of the north.
Welcome the powers of the north.
We
Say
will
it slowly.
Yeah, I'm just practicing.
So you're going to go forward and start growing...
Steve, you're not allowed to interrupt, love. You've got to really pay attention now, because this is the serious bit.
If there is such a thing as a dark side and it's all powerful, then you shouldn't really mess with it. I don't think you should mess with the good stuff either unless you know what you're doing.
It's about making wishes. We're not, we're not professional witches. It's about making wishes and hoping things that are good can come true to those we care about.
People use the term witch as an insult. I think it's quite hurtful. I like witches to compliment the strong birds.
May the East bring calm thoughts for his operation tomorrow. May the powers of the South give him strength. May the West give calm emotions. And may the North make him grounded and ready for healing.
If you paint the front door with gloss paint and you don't put an undercoat on, it'll just peel off. So a little knowledge is dangerous. So as long as if they get it wrong, it isn't bad, I don't mind.
Maria's spell to bring harmony with her and her mother has not gone well. Last night the two had a huge row. Now Maria is having serious doubts about the power of witchcraft.
I haven't argued with her in that way in ages. It was raw. It was a very terrible argument. Then it made me think, hold on, witchcraft. Maybe it's gone a bit pear-shaped. And I've decided that I've changed my mind. I don't want to do this anymore.
Elsewhere, however, things have gone far better. Hannah's partner Steve and Samantha's partner Rob have made unexpectedly speedy recoveries, almost as if by magic. And only a week after an operation that could have left him paralysed, Rob is back on stage, paying homage to his witchy woman by making her part of the act.
Are you all right, my darling?
Yeah, the operation was fantastic.
Are you all right, my darling?
Yeah. I think it went all right, don't you, Han? Do you think it went all right? Please tell me it went all right.
Convinced that their healing spells worked, Samantha and Hannah persuade a doubting Maria to attend this week's coven meeting.
We had to do drumming to like build the energy in the circle, and I think that was great. And it was fun. It was just joyful and really relaxing.
Maria decides to have a second attempt at casting a spell to build bridges with her mum.
Just get a candle from that part that really resonates with you, to anoint it and to think about all the good things, all the happiness.
At the healing coven, Gailey's, High Priestess of the Morgans, is joined by her partner, Mike Braun, who, fortunately enough, is also the High Priest of Avalon in his own right.
I'm High Priestess to my partner Michael. Michael's my High Priest, and when we work with certain collections of people, we act as the High Priest and the High Priestess of that group or that coven.
They are also joined by Sarah, a 26-year-old musician. Sarah recently lost her mother and is hoping the Witch Project can help her, but she finds it hard to accept help.
There was a part of me that didn't want to be healed. There was a part of me that wanted to stay hanging on to the negativity that I'd sort of invested in.
These stones I use for divination, and they are very, very good at giving people a very clear idea as to where they are.
Yeah, I did have an extraordinary moment of blinding clarity that put the whole thing into perspective, and I remembered, fuck, it might have been the spell, who knows.
As witchcraft grows in popularity, businesses have latched on to its huge commercial value. Now even the big-name high street stores sell must-haves for would-be witches, so Mecca has no problem finding what she's after.
What I want to do is like boil in a big cauldron with like smoke and incense, and I want to boil it up and get it to work. To help those who are single to wish to make themselves attractive to others. Right, what do we need? I don't want to find my ideal man, but I would like to see loads of different men show me. I'd like to see loads of different men show me just what I deserve in life. I think wild, dirty sex, anywhere. And I don't want to be the one chasing it. These people can chase me. I want to get laid a lot.
Maria is also trying out a little magic. Helped by best friend Amanda, Maria is looking for a new career.
The circle is now open, and I'm going to write on it. The shops I would like to ring me, to give me maybe an interview or something, will be Office, Selfridges, Harrods, because I don't feel like a real witch. I feel like an ordinary girl doing spells. Gailey's the witch told me to say, I send these wishes upon the air, into the air.
Earth, air,
Gosh. Oh my goodness.
Thank you to the powers of the North.
Proving if you don't know what you're doing, witchcraft can indeed be dangerous. Mecca's taking a more laid-back approach to her passion spell.
This is what I boiled up earlier with all my little tricks.
While Mecca can only hope that the offers pour in, for Maria, following her spell, they have already started.
Luckily, I don't know how, but I got 2 calls from two different concessions in Selfridges. One was Benefit, one was Ted Baker. So I've had 2 interviews. I'm feeling marvellous. They both went well, and the spell has worked for me.
And Maria is not the only one who's had some surprising luck.
I swept through my house to get rid of all the evil. I received a letter from British Gas saying that they're going to pay me £1,000. Backdated money, which I paid over the years because I've been paying extra. And I think that is pretty good. I don't think the spell had anything to do with it, though.
So as the girls enter the 3rd week of their experiment, what will they get up to when they're left to their own devices?
All is well, let it be.
Good evening. Early for Halloween, isn't it?
And how will they react as they face their worst fears?
Oh my Jesus Christ, I cannot believe this. Let me breathe.
It's week 3 for our novice witches, and each can claim a spooky success story.
Oh, hello. I got a message last night.
Mecca's mobile was returned 24 hours after casting her spell.
No!
Yeah, phone's back.
No!
It just all happened so quick. Maybe we put so much energy into it that it's come true. So, yeah, I was really surprised.
Thank you, the powers of the East.
Thank you, the powers of the East.
Both Samantha and Hannah believe that their healing spells improve their partner's recoveries.
It was bizarre to watch him sit in a circle with 3 girls casting a spell on him. But he did it, and his operation went really well. And he's recovered really well, which is brilliant.
On all the trees I climbed the top.
There was like 30% chance of paralysis in the right arm. And then there was other complications that could have gone on as well. Speedy recovery, speedy recovery, speedy recovery. So I think that spell worked double whammy, really.
After performing her good luck spell, Sam received an unexpected windfall from her gas supplier. But while happy to celebrate her good fortune, Sam remains the sceptic of the group.
Have you got your rebate yet?
No, not yet. They said it's going to take about 4 weeks.
4 weeks?
I know, it's rubbish.
Bit of a suspense, isn't it?
Getting £1,000 back, and it's all mine, is absolutely brilliant. But I'm still not convinced. I think it's just the way it's supposed to be. People can't have powers over people like that. They can't make people do things or ring people luck. It's just life.
But Maria, who was close to giving up, now has renewed faith. There's been a dramatic change at home following her second spell to bring harmony with her mum.
Since then, we haven't argued at all. The fact we've been getting along quite well now. So the things that used to annoy me about her just don't seem to bother me. So I think the spell has worked. It has worked with me and my mum, big time. Definitely has worked.
With the moon at its fullest, the girls are now ready for an intensive week of witch workshops.
Don't just buy a set of cards because someone's recommended them.
While Gailey's teaches half the coven the art of tarot reading, partner Michael introduces his class to divination using crystals.
Wow, I see a swan. I just didn't know you can see so much in a crystal. But then I saw, like, good things, which made me happy. But you really got to look into it. Okay, who do I give this to now?
Although to some students, the divining crystal is just a lump of glass.
When I was looking through the quartz crystal, I couldn't see anything. I was thinking, my imagination's shit. What's going on here? I couldn't see a thing. I'm going to have to come back to me.
It's like I'm scuba diving. because I see animals and I see seahorses and I see tropical fish and I see bubbles.
I see an old lady down Surrey Street Market in Croydon. That is how surreal it can be.
How can you see that? That is strange. I saw an ocean and you saw you saw Croydon. Wow. I don't really see anything.
Oh, it's rosemary. That's nice. I can see a claw in there. Can you see it? A nail. That's a good card to have at the end of your childhood. £1, £2.
I want to know, my brother is really concerned if he's going to be signed to Crystal Palace. I want to know if he'll get in to that, if he'll get the contract with Crystal Palace football team.
Fabulous. Would you like to turn over a card?
Yes, please.
Yes!
And at least one of our students will be getting an A+ in her homework. 12-year-old Hector may not have made the Crystal Palace first team, but he has been signed for the team's development centre.
Go on, Hector!
And it's Samantha's daughter keeping her busy after a row with boyfriend Rob.
I had a bit of a barney with Rob last night, so... Bloody musicians, eh? Who'd have them? Should have gone out with the banker.
To calm the situation, Samantha uses one of the oldest recorded spells, attempting to bury the argument with one of Rob's possessions. Sam has decided to bury her boyfriend's toothbrush.
The potato peeler's just snapped. I'm a coal miner's daughter. So hopefully when I see him later, he'll be all smiles. See a blossom tree there next spring.
But Samantha is not the only witch at work in this town. Mecca is using the power of a rare eclipse to give her passion spell extra oomph.
I'm going to put together now my hot passion love potion. Chapter 1, be naked.
Having made up from an earlier row with partner Rob, does Samantha put peace down to witchcraft?
Did I bury the argument with the toothbrush? Yeah, well I did. When I buried it, I did. So, you know. So I was all ready to make up that anyway. We nearly had another row about where his toothbrush went missing.
At midnight tonight, 3 of our witches have decided to face their biggest fear. But as the witching hour approaches, the girls are having their doubts. Joined by a friend who has bravely agreed to take notes, the girls now attempt to contact the spirit world.
Yes or no, is anybody there?
Within minutes, either one of the girls gets itchy fingers or they have their first visitor. And it's not long before Sam recognises her granddad, as he apparently gives away a few unmistakable clues.
My granddad.
Oh my god, your granddad.
I've got a goosebump.
Did it spell your granddad?
That's where he used to live, I think. Glasden Terrace. Alcoholics Anonymous. Oh, I bet you wish he went there.
No. I thought this was a fairy tale.
Fairy tale?
I just thought it's just those things people make up just to scare you, but no, this is just, I have to get on the phone to all my friends tonight.
Oh my wow.
After their week of intensive training and facing their worst fears, our witches have decided that they are ready to have their first coven without teacher Gailies. Although if they do want to step into her witching shoes, they will have to be prepared to step out of their own first.
Normally when I'm working with my partner, I mean, we do wear cloaks then, but because we do a lot of our work, just the two of us, do a lot of our work sky-clad, so we would just work together, so we wouldn't necessarily have particular clothing to wear.
Sky-clad?
Naked. When you do sit in a circle naked, you actually do feel much more charged up. You can physically almost feel that the way that the energy moves out to you and the way that you might receive stuff in.
As night falls and the trains finally stop, only a swiftly waning moon watches on as the girls cast a few extra strength spells.
This is a spell to draw life's purpose to us, our destiny, which now manifests through love and peace.
I'd like to cast a spell. What I really need right now is, I'm flat hunting at the moment and it's really difficult. And I can't find anything that's right and or convenient or all the factors. What I really need more than anything is a space and a sanctuary to be free.
The girls enter their final week, yet there are still more surprises in store. One of the more sceptical members has an abrupt turnaround.
I'm fascinated and I want to do spells all the time now, but now I'm realising the incredible power.
As the moon passes into its final phase, from waning to dark, it signals the last week of the Real Witch project.
Spirits of the East, hail and welcome.
29.5 days ago, a group of ordinary women started a coven, intending to live as witches for one lunar cycle. Most came with preconceived ideas.
In my mind, I think a witch should look like a witch. Big, hook nose, green, walks, lives in a tower with a cat.
But what actually happened, no one could have predicted.
And farewell.
Merry meet and merry part, and merry meet again.
Coven closed, life goes back to normal. Well, as normal as life gets for Gailies and Michael, as they return to the bottom of the garden.
For the ancestors.
As for her pupils, what have they gained from the experience? Young church-going Maria's relationship with her mother certainly seems to have improved.
She listens now, she, speaks slowly. She used to shout, and scream, but she's much better.
Why is there so many crumbs on the floor, Mum? I feel I'm a Christian, but then I would also do witchcraft, I would also do spells sometimes now. Because I don't think doing spells and being a Christian is not right. I can read people's future, which is great, and I feel blessed.
It appears Mecca has had both the first and last success of the group, after 1 month of casting spells to make her more attractive to others.
Hooked up with an old girlfriend, and yeah, basically we just went out on the town and to see what beauty we could find, and ended up meeting a really nice guy. Had lots of fun.
Sam has finally got rid of her old cooker. An unexpected £1,000 gas rebate enabled her to buy a new one. Despite this change of luck, she remains the sceptic of the group.
You do have to be careful what you wish for. I mean, I bought a new cooker and that's all I seem to be doing now, just cooking.
The experience has been a good experience overall, definitely. Getting together and actually sitting down and thinking about what we want in life and putting our energies together for each other and getting there.
And Sam has discovered what she wants in life. It's no longer just partner Rob who wants the limelight. Now Sam is up on stage with a new act of her own.
There's a lot more than sitting in the pub having a pint. So I definitely think that we will be doing it again. Yeah.
Within a matter of weeks of casting a spell to help her partner through heart surgery, Hannah is delighted to see that Steve is well enough to put a new twist on speedy recovery.
I'd really like to say it doesn't work, but you know what? I think it does. And that's me realising that this is going to be on telly and people are going to go, yeah, right. That's the fact. It does what it says on the can. Whatever you want to put it like. We haven't made any of it up. We're not all actors pretending to do something. I can't say we've done anything life-changing, but we've definitely done things, and those things have happened. And that's not pretend.
Woohoo! Fucking hell! What a record about that?
You make me want to tell the whole world.
And finally, strong-willed Sarah has found clarity and got her life and music back on track.
I was a very reluctant member of the Coven, let's put it that way. But it was all just hocus pocus, and I just thought it was all a bit Glastonbury and all a bit kind of not my scene. Now, the other day, I did that spell when I said, I want to look after my sisters. My mother died of breast cancer, her sister died of breast cancer, and I've got sisters, and I just really worry about them. Very peculiar thing happened. When I went to bed that night, I suddenly had the most incredible, overwhelming sense of desire to go and see my sister Kathy. It's a week later and I've actually moved all my stuff, my entire life, to my sister's house. And I'm just freaked out because I think that was really powerful. I feel much more clear about my life. So yes, I've achieved a great deal of clarity, so my spell certainly did work. I didn't think it would.
So, 6 witches, 1 month, and some spookily surprising results. But does witchcraft really work? It's Halloween. You decide.